Welcome to round 10 of the Fortescue Rugby Union season. We have an intriguing clash awaiting you here from Kingsway Sporting Complex. My name is Sean Lindsay, and sitting alongside me here for this NAIDOC round clash is Damien Pacheco. And Damien, we've got Wanneroo taking on Kalamunda. This is going to be an interesting clash, to say the least.
Definitely, Sean. It's going to be a huge game today with both sides playing for a position in the top six. But as you mentioned, today is NAIDOC round, celebrating and recognising the history and cultural achievements of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Both teams today are wearing the special NAIDOC jerseys designed by local artists. Wanneroo's jersey was designed by proud Gomeroi man Jacob Watson, with Kalamunda's designed by Kevin Binder, who is strong roots with the Noongar and Yamatji tribes. Both teams will be celebrating tonight with some cultural festivities and some local delicacies, I believe. They'll be looking forward to that one.
Witchetty grubs or something similar. And you mentioned the jerseys there. They're so great. It brings something different. As we take you through to last round and the results. So this was interesting. Both teams that are playing today, Wanneroo and Kalamunda, had great wins.
Yeah, they're both coming in with confidence today, both securing the wins against away from home last week. And, we broadcast the game for UWA and Kalamunda, and Kalamunda definitely played well. As you see some highlights coming up now with Norman Tapara, had an absolute barnstorming game at 6 here.
Look at that.
Had an excellent run. And Kalamunda, when they're on the front foot, look what they can do. Just getting the ball out here and for their winger to score.
And you look at Kalamunda, they had a slow start to the year, but now 3 wins.
Yeah, that's right. As you see here, UWA managed to get some on the board through confusion for Kalamunda not committing to the maul, but then Kalamunda as well through their forwards. Max Sawyer there just gets the offload to Tapara, and Max Sawyer was an absolute standout, as you'll see here, instrumental in another try here, getting on the front foot for his other prop teammate Pasi Fine to pick and go, and a big man like that, you're not stopping that close to the line.
So Kalamunda 45-10, as we see here again. Get you to describe this to our listeners and viewers.
It was just front foot ball from Kalamunda. I mean, once they got the ball behind the university line, they were red hot. And look at all the forward runners here, and Hookamau, the captain here, just gets the offload through, and another forward here on the end scoring the try. So they really dominated up front, and they'll be looking to do the same today against Wanneroo.
As we take you to the table here, and as you see, Wanneroo sitting there 4 from the bottom, Kalamunda 2 from the bottom, but Kalamunda with a lot of momentum, and as you mentioned before, Wanneroo last week 30-24 beating the Southern Lions. So momentum is everything in sport, and both these sides should have a lot of confidence going into today, although playing here at Kingsway Sporting Complex, surely Wanneroo should have the wood over Kalamunda.
Yeah, you'd think so. They're a proud club at home, but look at that table there, only 5 points separating 5th place and last place. So, I mean, today they could really stamp their mark on looking for a finals berth, either side today, so there's plenty to play for.
So who are you looking for? Who are the players that are you most excited to see, as we do see the team list here?
We've got a couple of milestones for Wanneroo. We've got Jake Smith starting at hooker, wearing number 25 today in his 150th Premier Grade match, and he debuted in 2005 before some of his teammates were even born. And then we've got 2 sets of brothers in Wanneroo, the Karangaroa brothers, Caleb and Braden, playing in the forward pack, and also the Ale brothers, Elijah and Luke, in the outside backs. And we've got Brodie Mainwaring, the young number 10, who's only just 18 a couple of weeks ago. But outside him is Andrew King, 174 Premier Grade games. But over to Kalamunda, their forwards really stamped the mark last week, and they'll be looking to continue today with winger Simena Fatafa, who was player of the match last week and was excellent at number 8, over 100 Premier Grade games. He's one to watch in their side, as is Ryan Black, the 9. He came off the bench last week but steered the boys home, and his leadership and physicality really got Kalamunda on the front foot. But they've also got speed to burn out wide with Duvakula and Ralulu on the wings, with both of them scoring last week and looking to take that form into this game today.
It's a huge NAIDOC round. We're just waiting for both sides to make it out onto the pitch. All right, Nostradamus Pacheco, what's your prediction today? What do you think will happen? It's windy conditions. We might even get a little bit of rain. What do you think will happen? It could be a scrappy affair.
I think if there's rain coming later on, Kalamunda's forwards they're very dominant, and they'll be looking to get the front foot ball. But Wanneroo, mate, at home, anything can happen. So I'm predicting a very close one. Kalamunda I think will be rolling in with
Right.
confidence from knocking off a top 4 team last week, mate. They're red hot and ready to go as we see them run out to the field now.
You heard it here first. Damien Pacheco reckons Kalamunda might get up against Wanneroo as we see the away side running out right now. We're only moments away from kick-off. Mick Collins and Heath Tessman will be your commentators this afternoon. We'll be back with all the analysis at halftime from Kingsway Sporting Complex as we wait for Wanneroo to come out and the crowd, which is swelling, getting busy.
As we see Jake Smith, the 150 gamer, running out with his child there in his arms. It's a proud moment for Jake. He's retired from Premier Grade about 3 times, but a true club man. He's answered calls and returned to help the club struggling with front rowers at different times. And he's always a tough opposition to play against, but such a friendly guy to have a beer with after. Yeah. So he's a true gentleman of the game, and I wish him all the best today.
A bit like Johnny Farnham, just keeps coming back for another tour, right?
That's right, and he's got his mate Andre Roux on the bench, who's playing his 175th Premier Grade game.
You said that before, I was shaking my head. How can you get through so many Premier Grade games? Your body must be held together with sellotape or something like that.
Or they're bionic, mate.
Bionic, who knows?
Yeah. All right. I couldn't do it, but...
As we see here, the team's coming together. Let's take you down to the ground. Mick Collins and Heath Tessman taking you through all the action of this round 10 clash in the Fortescue Premier Grade.
Damo and Heath Tessman, good afternoon to you and Wanneroo. They are one of the great clubs in Rugby WA, and they're turning on again today. Just the way they get the tunnel for the players to run out, it's fantastic.
It's always interesting who is going to be having the biggest tunnel when we do play down here at Kingsway. All the teams, they just really get around it here, and like you just touched on, one of the great clubs over here in Perth, Club Rugby, and both teams, like the boys have touched on, looking resplendent in their Night Dog jerseys, coming off great wins as well. It's shaping up to be an excellent afternoon for rugby here, Mick.
And a great win last week, and you saw that happen behind confidence.
Absolutely, because they played well, and it was a convincing win. UWA, as we saw, they are struggling a little bit, but taking nothing away from Kalamunda. They played well. They deserve the victory thoroughly.
So about to get underway, and Tyler Miller, the referee for this afternoon's fight. Now here at Kingsland, straight to David Bakula. Spoke about the importance of the exit Kalamunda. Brian Black. The wind seems to have died off a little bit, Tess, but it has been a strong northerly for most of the morning. So at the moment, we'll be favouring Wanneroo. As Minnesota, a steaming game last week in the number 1 jersey. Young brother away with the under-20s at the moment. Shuffling footwork there. So Kalamunda content to try and just work their way out from this 22. This is Tapara, again one of the stars from last week for Kalamunda. Ryan Black at halfback. Evan Jordan kicking into the breeze. Taken by Baptiste Rukan on domain wearing now. We saw Rukan win the match for Wanneroo against Perth Bayswater a couple of weeks ago. Crofts at halfback. The counter ruck coming there, but Tyler Miller says no. So the first penalty of the afternoon, and Tessa, a controlled exit by Kalamunda.
Yeah, and they managed to play a few little extra phases than what they wanted to play down that end, but they got out of their end pretty well. But just unfortunately, as you touched on there, infringement. Tyler Miller, she's all over it. Gets the call correct, nice and early, sets the tone, and Wanneroo with their first opportunity to go down and attack inside this Kalamunda red zone.
I'll set the middle.
So great opportunity here for Wanneroo. They go to the back, well won by Callan. The drive comes on, Crofts. Picks up Whittaker. So inside the 22, opportunity here for Wanneroo. Mulvaney. 10 away now. Wanneroo. This is Murray. Taken high by Saws, thrown to the ground. They continue to go the short side. Mainwaring drops it on the toast, being picked up by Ryan Black. But the referee says no, so they'll come back for a penalty in favour of the home side within kicking distance, early stages of this match. And they're going to call for the scrum, so the Wanneroo pack backing their ability. Almost a centre field scrum here for the Roo Dogs. So plenty of option. Andrew King, the vice captain, just drifting across to the right-hand side. He's got Baptiste Root Khan, Elijah Ali with him. Luke Ali outside him. So looking to stack this commentary side of Kingsway Sports Park. Baptiste right up in that back line. The referee resets. So Wanneroo only on the left-hand side of the field. So do you think they're foxing Heath Testman? They've got every back bar one on this right-hand side.
No, they're showing one thing. Are they going to show one thing and play the other? They've got a big, wide open blind there. Levi Rangi, a little bit of space. You'd love to give him one-on-one opportunity, but a big push from Saws as they go to the left.
They go the short side. Oh, big bounce off there. Levi Rangi, he was on his own out there, but he was well wrapped up by Ralulu. They come open once again. Mulvaney met heavily midfield. Solid hit. So some solid defence by Kalamunda. Scrum gets called again. In fact, going for the touchline. Renito Herreri takes play up to the 10-metre line. You can just see the flag on the assistant referees. It's certainly not gusting. In fact, it's dropped off quite considerably as the afternoon has gone up here. It's been a great afternoon. The Norm Berry Cup was played for in third grade, so the ball well won there by Caleb Kanangaroa. So King. Luke Harley drops it on the toe. Tapara offloading to Saws. Black giving it to Herreri. Black calling for runners. Tutavaki gets the leg pumping, takes play now inside, offloads to Saws, pins the ears back. Nice tackle from behind by Elijah Ali. Ball comes loose, Baptiste has it. Tapara runs into him. And offside.
Oh, and it was the support play then from Max Saws. Just getting, and we could see Tavutavaki just getting the nose through, getting the arms through. That's what they were so dangerous with last week with UWA. Just able to go from slow to fast really quickly. And as soon as they get those arms through, they've got players looking for support. Saws, they were hanging off him. There was a chance where he looked like Owen Finnegan in the World Cup final. He was going to go all the way there for a second, Mick Collis. But the first chance for Kalamunda now inside this Wanneroo red zone. First points of the game on offer.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Bulls. Saws, what can't he do? He flies high, they come around him. Ball slow to come out. They pick and go. It's been turned over, so nice counter-attacking opportunity here for Wanneroo as Mainwaring sends it downtown. Evan Jordan is back there in cover. Sums up his options, looks for the touchline, won't find it, so picked up there by Whitaker. And a booming kick. And I think that might be the first 40-20 of the afternoon. Although the referees, it might not have, apparently by about a centimetre. But a tremendous kick from Wanneroo against the run of play. And referee Tyler Miller just calling time off. An injury to one of the Kalamunda big men.
Yeah, it is. It's Sione Tuitavake. Just down in the background. Sorry, it's I think it's Fine Pasi, sorry. Down in the background. The big fella's just feeling a little bit tinny, getting a little bit of the magic cream on those enormous thighs of his. He's just gone through half a tub of it right there. And Wanneroo unlucky. Mere centimetres in that, Mick. So getting that 50-22 kick. It's a great roost down that end as they're setting up to the line out. And I mean, how brilliant was that last Kalamunda line out though as well? Max Sawers winning the ball at the back. He can carry, he can support, he can offload, he can pack scrums, he can jump as well.
Mark's outside. Mark is outside.
So Kalamunda defending on their 22. Plenty of razzle dazzle. Tupou flies high. Rangatahiri, Tuitavaki now. Ava'a tackled on the 22 centre field, the pick and go. So Manatafa was so good last week. Ryan Black with a bit of a scamper now. Black, does he get through the gap? Yes, he does. He needs some support. He finds Davuda Vakula. Still going. The big man needs to offload. Finds Tamunu. King's there to wrap him up. Great enterprising play here by the Bulls. Ava'a again making an immediate impact. The number 4 for Kalamunda. Rangatahiri, loose ball. Rululu picks it up. Certainly not shy of speed, this Kalamunda backline. Counter-ruck though looks good from Wanneroo. They may have turned it over. The ball comes loose. Hunting was just there to pull it back. Miller says play on. So it is with Wanneroo. King. Mainwaring, 2 charge downs in a row. In fact, that might have been Rangi to try and clean up that mess. So it's all happening here at Wanneroo.
Oh, isn't it just? The little, and it was Ryan Black that sparked it all from down inside their 22. Little of an opportunity. Just spotted the little lazy defenders from Wanneroo, not quite getting around the corner. And didn't he expose it brilliantly? A bit of a cooler, supported nicely as well. Before the turnover. There's another little break in play. Just for a quick blood bin for Wanneroo. Marguerite going onto the field.
I think the 9 needs to get the ball out earlier. That's what you're looking for. Just because I'm happy with how the entry.
Rumour has it around here as well, Mick Collis. We talked about there being 2 sets of brothers. The Ali's, Elijah and Luke. Bigger brother, Jacob Whitaker as well. Carrying the different last name. Because he was born before Mum and Dad were hitched up, so the other 2, they've got the different one. They carry the Ali name, and Big Jacob, he's got the Whitaker name. So all 3 of them playing first grade here today.
And another one on the way, Blair, apparently there could be 4. As Wanneroo, nice leg drive. So great opportunity here. That was Karangaroa, one of the many brothers in this team, but it's been turned over. Winger Sayamana straight over that ball.
Yeah, and it was the 2 number 8s going at it. And as he said, Karangaroa, great carry, great yards off that line out, well over the advantage line. But almost too many yards. He left his support behind. And winger Simanatafa, the real spiritual leader of this Kalamunda team, earned that turnover. And he's got his team back on attack.
So line out just outside the 22-metre line. Kalamunda in good form coming into this match. Continuing it in the early stages as Soares flies high once again, down to Black, ring it to Hariri, to Tavaki now, offloading to Tumuunu.
No, that's okay.
Centre field, they come back the commentary side, Soares again. He's got Tapara outside him, can't release the ball, so Black, Fossick's in there. Fine, first receiver. Wrapped up by Caleb Karangaroa. And ball's been turned over again. So Wanneroo. Ring it to Hariri. Back to Jordan. Mix up with Rululu. And Tumuunu. So just inside their own half now, Kalamunda. Quite prepared to throw this ball around this afternoon. Alva'a. Black leaves it behind. Penalty comes though.
I can't reward the turnover when the tackler hasn't rolled, affecting the clean out. Tackler roll.
So Kalamunda
Yes.
looking for the touchline. Being content to keep the ball in hands, Tess, not too much kicking.
No, not too much kicking. It's been something that has worked for them brilliantly, or it's been their Achilles heel as well, their willingness to keep the ball in hand and throw it around, because it costs them sometimes playing with the ball at the wrong end, but it works brilliantly for them as well.
As Sawyers doesn't even need the lift to take that line-out ball cleanly. Tapara, wrapped up well by Karangaroa, one of the two brothers. Nice ball back inside to Rululu. King makes the tackle right on the 10-metre line. Black is there. To Tavaki, a little bit of a goose step, offloads beautifully to Tapara. Tapara pins the ears back, wrapped up well though by Rukan, the fullback. They go wide again. Sawyers, beautiful hands though from Fine. Black again. This is Hukamau. Taking opportunity here for the Kalamunda Bulls. Tapara, the forwards with all the skills. Nice long ball from Tamanu Rululu. Wrapped up. Beautiful tackle by Mainwaring. Needed to be made. And it's been turned over once again. Karangaroa coming away with the ball. Charged down by Siwali Tupou, but Test the defensive effort of Wanneroo is shutting this Kalamunda team down.
Oh, and they're managing to just really harden up at just the right time. Kalamunda, they're starting to find a few little opportunities down these edges. Beautiful run there by Rululu, but it's just a little bit of support that they're getting stuck in those wide channels. And Wanneroo there, they're taking those chances. They're seeing Kalamunda just a little bit short, a man or two, putting a lot of pressure down at some of those wide rucks and earning the opportunity to win the ball back.
Line out one by Wanneroo. But referee Tyler Miller, now a little bit of spite. We don't want this game to blow up this afternoon.
Oh, who said anything about blowing up mid? It's just a little bit of niggle, a little bit of push and shove. Boys from Kalamunda just playing the whistle, I'm sure. Just a timing issue, but great to see the Roo Dogs having their boys, having Karangaroa. I think he was on the end of a little bit of a bump, which was marginal.
Just keep it English, okay, let's go.
Having it back, one of the men having his back there as well, Lukey Callan. It's great to see him turning out here for his beloved Roo Dogs. To spending the year down with the Melbourne Rebels, getting his maiden Super Rugby cap as well. Congratulations to him. And straight back into it with the boys in green down here at Kingsway.
And referee Tyler Miller also in the NIDOC referee strip for the weekend. She is off to Paris to referee at the Sevens in a couple of weeks' time. So great recognition for the young WA referee. Had a first test match during the Pac 4 a couple of weeks ago, so certainly one of the high-profile referees in Australia, and it's great to have her here refereeing this match this afternoon. Sam Anatafa takes that ball off the back, runs straight into Mainwaring. Davutavakula, King makes the tackle. Kalamunda on the attack once again. The pick and drive they go. 15 away from the line now. Tupou. Sam Anatafa. Tutavaki there in support. They need to keep possession. They've turned it over again. The referee, though, the penalty this time coming against Wanneroo. So points test.
Oh, I think I'd be very surprised to see the Cowboys point to the post. Obviously, loose head prop Max Saws. He's banging the knuckles together. Let's take the scrum, he says. Whether or not his captain's going to listen to him. But that is just, it's the versatility and the ability for this Kalamunda team, which they've shown over the past few weeks, to be able to just change gears so quickly and so seamlessly, like playing through the middle of the field. They look to move that ball around. They get it to the fringes. Once they look to get down into that 10, 15 metre zone, Mick, they grind. They know they've got a big physical pack. You can spread the field, you can look to defend it, but they're going to look to come right through. They're not going to look to offload. They're not going to be too fancy. They're just going to take that first channel.
So, big moment in the early stages of this match. Black with the scrum feed. They start to drive it. Kalamunda, they'll be looking for the penalty. Tyler Miller says to play on. It comes off the back. Oh, Sam Anatafa hands it to Black, and Black just leaves it behind. So a little knock on. So once again, Wanneroo let off the hook.
Oh, a few cheers from the Wanneroo crowd as well. They're happy with that, but it was Kalamunda, just their own worst enemy. They drove through the mark beautifully, but it was just the front row coming up, and Tyler Miller, they're showing her experience there. Once you come up, as long as you've gone square, that's okay, but if you come up, you're not going to get the advantage. You're not going to get the penalty unless you're trying to stay down as you keep driving. So correct call there from Tyler Miller. But he was on there as well. The play was called. Ryan Black, he was sniffing it. He was about to score the try. I think a Simonatafa is just a little roll back, the classic. It's almost like the old Rod McQueen apple slice play. Ryan Black just dropping it. But the pressure still on Wanneroo, Mick, because it's scrum time now, and this Kalamunda pack is hungry.
And also huge. I don't know if there'd be many bigger packs in this competition. Max Saws is probably on the smallest, Madison Hunting as well, but when you look at Pasi Fine, Leo Ava, Hanare Hukamau, Tapau, we've mentioned Tupou, Seminatafa, look, it's a big side, and the backs as well, Davutavakula and Tuatavaki as well. It's a big side.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of these boys, they are huge. And, obviously it can lend its way to play a certain way, but advantage comes when you need to just draw 8 guys in next to each other, and that bit of weight comes on. It is difficult to go against. Wanneroo pack, look, not taking anything away from them. They are not a small group of guys. And unfortunately, as we see Lau Va'a coming off the field, succumbing to a quick injury. He looks like to be in a bit of pain, like a calf or an ankle injury. Replacement, Jack Weir, or Heto Hukamau, going onto the field. So a small loss in weight there for Kalamunda, though. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make across this pack.
So Kalamunda spoiling a couple of early opportunities with Wanneroo stealing the ball just as they look dangerous. And a prime try scoring opportunity goes begging for the Bulls, with just that little miscommunication and the knock on there between Ryan Black and his number 8, Seminatafa. But I think they'll be riding high on confidence, the Bulls, this afternoon. They've dominated territory and possession in the early stages of this first half. As Crofts with the scrum feed for Wanneroo. That breeze starting to pick up again. It will be behind them. They decide to chance their arm and try and run their way out of trouble. Tapara makes the tackle on Luke Ali. King is there as the decoy. And the kick, not chewing off a whole lot of metres, but it gets them outside that 22, just gives them a little bit of breathing space. But for Kalamunda, another opportunity for them. Can they finally convert this pressure into some points here at Kingsway? They go to the back. Well won there by Hookamau. His first touch of the afternoon is a good one. Loose ball there from Rangita Herrera. It's been picked up now by Jordan. Rululu takes the tackle inside Wanneroo half. Davuda Fakula at halfback. Samanatafa drops the hip into Caleb Karangaroa. Sawyers again. Chance now. Oh, the chip and chase by the great man Maxi Saws. Been picked up though by Baptiste Rukan. So once again it is Wanneroo under pressure. Rangi this time looking for touch and finds it, but Max Sawyers, chip and chase. What can't he do, Heath Testman?
Oh, no, I really hope it's not the last time he unearths a new skill. It's like he's levelling up right before our eyes, Mick Collis. But this attack, it's just persistent here from Kalamunda. This Wanneroo defensive line, they're holding strong. They're able to thwart. They've thwarted every effort so far, but how long can they hold for?
Saws. I'd love to see his stats in terms of touches today. Davuda Vakula. Luke Ali makes enough of the tackle to bring him down. Tutavaki. Tamunu puts it on the toe. The chase comes through from Jordan. Been picked up though by Baptiste Rukan. Wanneroo fullback. They go the short side. Rangi. Little knock on though by Wanneroo. So Kalamunda given another chance to try and convert this pressure into some points.
Oh, and I mean, understandably so. Wanneroo, they finally got the ball in their hands and they said, we don't have to kick it straight away. Just the knock on over there on the far side, gifting it back. And that's really where they need those experienced men out there. Their leaders like Jacob Whittaker, Jake Smith, Andrew King, they all need to stand up in those situations as well. Stay calm. There's plenty of time for you to score points. The score's still 0-0, Mick, amazingly, with the amount of rugby that we've had so far in this half. But Wanneroo, they just need to keep moving that ball down the field when they get the opportunity to. Because the longer you spend time in the half, the higher the chance you are of giving up those points.
So Andrew King is gone onto the side of the scrum while the skipper is off. And Jamal Ross. We'll try and pick up who is gone out into the centres. Well, King is on the side. In fact, it might be Amaru Iti. So Black with the scrum feed for Kalamunda. Just inside the Wanneroo 10-metre line. The big drive comes. Kalamunda stay stable. Starts to move. Black now to Tavaki. They come the short side again. Jordan up from fullback. Well wrapped up there by Ali. Black again. Or in fact that's Tamunu. Runs into King. Keeps the leg drive going, still going. Nice run there by Tumaunu. Tuatavaki leaves it behind. Referee says it was knocked back. Tuatavaki still going inside the 22. Gets the legs pumping. They continue to push that short side. This is Hunting. The hooker 5 metres away. Kalamunda looking to convert. Still 0-0 in this match. Black picks it up. Swung to the ground. The Bulls still on the attack. This is Tupou. Desperately close now, the Bulls. And once again, unable to convert.
Oh, Sueli Tupou, unfortunately, just guilty there. He thought he'd just managed to shrug away the defender. Had the opportunity to play the ball again, but didn't release on the deck. Just got straight back to his feet. If he'd released, he would have been fine. But as you touched it on it right there, Mick, once again, the opportunity to get out of their end. And unfortunately, they haven't found touch.
So here they go again. Davutavakula. Ali makes the tackle. Samuel Tafa is there. Jordan. So Kalamunda a little bit short with their attackers there to get into that. In fact, Black's there. Tapara. Short ball to Sawyers. So Kalamunda getting away. Loose ball there from Black. Picked up by Hunting. Loitering out there like all good hookers do. So Wanneroo driving Kalamunda back at the moment. Losing ground, the Bulls. Loose ball again to Mornu. Just outside his 22. They've been driven back about 30 metres in the last couple of phases. Wanneroo actually making more ground without the ball. Tuatavaki lets it go. Ball's loose there. He may have been offside. Little knock on though from Tyler Miller. But Tess, that Wanneroo defence has been quite offensive.
It has, and the line speed's what's starting to trouble this Kalamunda team, and they just did a great job then of exposing it. Kalamunda, they got the ball put in behind them, just slow to get back, slow to recover, slow to support their man. Tuitavaki there, he's been able to create all afternoon, but just probably guilty of trying to create too much then. Looking to offload before he'd won that contact. And giving the opportunity here. Wanneroo, the first time they've spent any time down in this Kalamunda half since the kickoff, it feels like, Mick.
Yeah, it's certainly been a while. They'll reacquaint themselves with this end of the park. As the lights come on here at Kingsway. We might need to get some of the cars facing the ground and put their headlights on if it gets too much darker. Still in the first half as well. So Crofts with the feed. Karangaroa off the back. Crofts out to Ali. Steps inside Dudavakula. Big winger wraps him up though. So here we go. Balls come loose though. Dudavakula. Ali wraps him up. As does Karangaroa. So now that breeze is starting to pick up Jordan. He's going to have to kick into it. You can see it get swung back inside. It stays in field. King is there now. Game 174. Links up now with Rukan, the fullback. Hook him out. Throws him to the ground. The counter ruck there from Kalamunda. Tapare. Ball comes loose once again. Karangaroa this time. So it's a matter of who wants the ball for more than 2 or 3 phases. This is Mulvaney now at the 10-metre line. Referee playing advantage. Loose ball. Iti. Crofts again. King. Nice short ball. Rangi now. In some space. Rangatahiri swings him to ground at the 22-metre line. Wanneroo need to hold possession. King. Solid hit midfield. The referee was playing advantage. I think she will come back for it. So centre field.
As the tee gets trotted out onto the field, Baptiste Rukan, Mick, and I tell you what, this is a huge win for this Wanneroo outfit. Just taking 3 points, the amount of pressure that they have sustained from this Kalamunda team. And then to be able to take points, kept them to zip so far. Be a huge moment in this half for them to walk away. Can't be too long left in the first half as well.
Sorry, go again.
But a huge, huge chance here for Baptiste Ricard. He was the hero last time they had Wanneroo. Last time they were playing against Bayswater. 18 points coming from his boot. Can he add the first points of this afternoon?
As he moves into it, and it's not the prettiest of kicks, so you've given him the kiss of death, East Testament. He was amazing against Perth Bayswater, but he's hooked that one to the left of the post. So remarkably, this game remains at 0-0. Kalamunda could have scored 4 or 5 tries, but they just couldn't put the foot on the throat throughout this first half. So it remains at 0-0. With Wanneroo missing the kick as the spiralling torpedo restart. Ali just stops it. Crofts now to Mainwaring, the young 18-year-old number 10. Ali out to Rangi now. Rangi punching for that corner. Smart play, although it might have just gone a little bit too far. That breeze a little bit deceptive.
A little bit deceptive, and the huge round of applause you may hear coming over the microphones is from that of the Kalamunda bench. They're the most excited about that kick. Option was there, well spotted there by Rangi. Saw the space in behind. Ryan Black scurrying across to try and clean it up, willing it to go dead. And yeah, just too many muscles. Too many muscles on that right foot of Rangi. Ball rolls over dead. Giving it back for Kalamunda to have their opportunity back in the Wanneroo half, just on there, the Wanneroo side of halfway.
So Black with the feed. Both sides looking for any points in this first 40 minutes. 0-0 was the score. Scrum goes down. So as we mentioned, Kalamunda probably having the better of the territory and the possession, but no better on the scoreboard. As we approach the halfway mark of this match. Nice to have your company wherever you may be watching live on Stan Sport. At the home of Fortescue Premier Grade Rugby here in the West. NAIDOC round. This is Kalamunda up against Wanneroo. Samanatafa has it now. Black. Rangita Hereri. Beautiful ball to Jordan, straight through the gap. The fullback, he's got men inside and outside. What's he going to do? He's been tackled. Baptiste Rukan makes the tackle. So Kalamunda doing all they can to not score points here this afternoon. Tapara, will he do it himself? Runs into Ali. They go again. Rangita Hereri, Samanatafa. Centre field, 15 away. Ryan Black throwing the defenders out of the way. Tamunu, Davudavakula. Black again, Rangita Hereri. And again, Heath Testman, Kalamunda cannot score points.
Oh, and Rangi just bounced inside, went for the extra roll. He saw the green jersey over the top of him. They weren't getting on the ball. He panicked just for a brief second there. And the extra rolls brought on the penalty, unfortunately. And once again, Wanneroo managing to hold on, get the ball out of their end, but once again, still stuck down their own end of the ground. The pressure's still on from this Kalamunda team.
But a beautiful ball to put Evan Jordan through that gap.
Yeah, and it's plays in motion, especially some of those bigger players as well. Guys like Sione Tuatavaki, you've got to stay marked up on him. You can't soften up on him. You need to be strong, and those ball players out the back have been excellent in creating space for Kalamunda this afternoon.
Yes. From that line out, it was a sloppy one from Wanneroo, and Kalamunda managed to throw the Wanneroo side. I think it might have even been Jake Smith the 150-game veteran. Played his first game for the club back in 2005 as an 18-year-old. He's 9 and 10, weren't even born when he made his first grade debut, so a terrific milestone for him, 150 games.
Yeah, but you came from nowhere, okay? Leave it be, and when the whistle's gone, that's it. Contest is over, okay? No need to aggravate the situation.
That's Tyler Miller giving Luke Ali a bit of a talking to. So, again, can they get it right this time, Heath Tessman?
Oh, feels like the 35th time. Will it be the charm? Ball one well in the middle. Here they go. What can they unleash?
They can unleash that man. Simon Atafa takes play. Centre field, 20 metres away. They need some reward for their endeavour from this first 40 minutes. Hookamau. Mulvaney makes the tackle. Ball finally comes to deck. Black is there. Davuda Fakula, first receiver. Can't break the tackle of Karangaroa. Nomtapare bounces off. Tutavaka almost through. Offloads to Hookamau to that man Soars. Callan with the tackle. And once again, a little error by Kalamunda, letting Wanneroo off the hook.
What about the feet from Sione Tuitavake? That was well. Every Wanneroo player, they're worried about him running straight over them. What about him stepping him out and the sleight of hand as well? There's a little double pump, get the arm around the back. He fooled his own players. They were getting each other's way. They knew that ball was coming. And unfortunately, Soars, it was just bobbled just a little bit there by Tupou. It's into Soars' hand, so a little knock on. But they're creating some opportunities here, Mick. They need to capitalise on them.
So, Wanneroo, another defensive scrum, just inside their 22. The big drive coming, but the penalty coming in favour of the home side. Kalamunda just can't seem to convert this pressure.
Oh, they'll be happy with that, though, these Wanneroo boys. They've withstood a heap, and they'd love to see Baptiste Rucan chew off. They'll be happy with that. They would have loved to see a few more metres. Still, the line out now. They've had the opportunity at scrum time. It's all evened up at scrum time, really. The line out's the big challenge for them here this afternoon. They just need to consolidate here. They need to win some easy ball and just keep marching down the field.
So Smith, Karangaroa wins it well. Croft to King at the 10-metre line. And Miller, penalty to Kalamunda. Madison Hunting it was. Straight over that ball. They pat him on the back. This time, do you take the points?
Oh, I think this is right on the edge of the kicker's range here for Kalamunda. Ryan Black, ever experienced campaigner, just laying down the law before they look for the corner. Just looking to execute. That's the word that we're hearing out there. They need to execute, so stay calm. They know that they can get meters. They know they can create opportunities. They just need to execute. 2 minutes to go in this half, Mick. Can they do it for the first time?
Well, this is the prime opportunity for them. They are camped about 5 metres away from the Wanneroo try line. It is their line-out ball. Their line-out's been going very well this afternoon. Madison Hunting hitting his targets, and he's got a couple of them. They go to the front. Tupou, but it's been stolen. Luke Cullen it was that got up and got in the way. That's like Justin Harrison in that Lions match many years ago. And a nice clearing kick too from Wanneroo.
Oh, an excellent Rousseau. Yes, it's extraordinary, Mick. Mix up a line out. There are a lot of moving parts at line out time, Mick. They just got it a little bit wrong there. I think it was Sueli Tupou just missing his trigger. Backlifter was coming forward. They wanted to go quick. They wanted to more quick. Oh, compounding errors now. So the ball's cleaned up at the back by Luke Callan.
So Wanneroo, can they turn the tables? Can be they the first to score? No, not in this. Oh, in fact, they've got the penalty. High shot. So a little bit of, not panic setting in, but urgency in this Wanneroo side. They may be the first one to score some points in this half. Time is running out as Crofts looks for the touchline. So they'll have one or so phases. One last chance, one last roll of the dice for one of these teams to score some points in this first half. 0-0 is the score. Jake Smith it is with the line out throw. They're about 38 metres away, so still plenty of work to do for Wanneroo. They go to the back. Karangaroa, it's gone over the top, so another mistake. Hunting now cleans up at the 10-metre line, so Kalamunda now with the chance. Black is there. Rangatahiri, Samuna Tafa. Solid hit on Karangaroa. Black spots a half gap. Big shot coming from Cormac Murray. In from the side, referee playing advantage. May not need it, ball comes loose. So she'll come back for the penalty. The last one wasn't within kicking distance. This is about 10 metres further back, so they'll have to try and punch for the corner and rinse and repeat with that line out. They won't be as close as they were last time. If they get to within that 22, they'll be pretty happy. And they'll be just shy of it. They'll be about 25 metres away from the line. Do they try something different?
I don't think they need to try too many things different, Mick. They just need to, like the word that was being thrown around out there by Ryan Black before, they just need to execute. Win the line out, first and foremost. They've got Semana Tafa, they've got Tamara, they've got a few big back rowers sitting out there in that back line, ready to go. Soars again with the win.
So here they go. They can still execute. Rangatahiri's Semana Tafa puts the ball to ground, picked up by King. He knocks it on as well. It's been an absolute comedy of errors in this first 40 minutes, and Tyler Miller says, that will do, boys. Get yourselves into the sheds. Try and make some sense of what has been an amazing half of rugby. Heath Testman, 0-0.
0-0, and with the amount of rugby that has been played in that first half is absolutely amazing. I'd love to see the ball in play stats. They were huge. Damien Pacheco, he's the statistician back there at HQ, so I'm sure he is all over them, preparing them for the halftime chat. But for both these teams, how well they've scored points, how well they've maintained possession as well during the season so far. It's amazing that we go into this halftime break at 0-0, Mick.
Yeah, quite extraordinary. So, look, it's been amazing. Look, Luke Callan, that line at steal then, how important was that in, look, it's 0-0 at the moment, but how important was that steal?
Oh, absolutely. It was one of those huge moments, and that's what Wanneroo has been able to do so far in this half. They have been able, there's been times when they've given up easy yards, but once the back's gone up against the walls, they've been able to dig in really tightly, dig in really well, and had someone stand up and make a difference. And on that opportunity there was Lukey Callan, as we said, but it's been plenty of other players for them to put their hand up so far. They just need to keep that hand up as they go on the attack and hopefully convert whatever opportunities they do get in this second half.
So that is halftime here at Kingsway, and it is 0-0 between Wanneroo and Kalamunda. All the action from the second half not far away, but for now it's back to the studio with Damien Pacheco and Sean Lindsay.
Thank you, Mick Collis and Heath Testman. A interesting first half of rugby at Kingsway Sporting Complex. I'm sitting next to Damien Pacheco. Nostradamus Pacheco, you made some predictions pre-game, and most of them come through, apart from maybe the score. 0-0, probably not what we expected at kick-off, but it's been a fascinating game.
That's right, Sean, yes. Kalamunda did have their chances, though. They had a 5-metre scrum where they had some momentum going, but just the 8-9 transfer, and Ryan Black just dropped the ball just before scoring the try there, which was a let-off for Wanneroo. And then also another big break up the middle towards the end of the second half by fullback Evan Jordan. He had Duvadua screaming at him on the outside. He had the whole 15-metre channel to himself, and all Jordan had to do was look left and pass it to him, but took the tackle, and eventually Wanneroo got the turnover. But as I said, the Kalamunda forwards were going to be leading the game strong, but Wanneroo have really fronted up, and down at home, as I said, they're a proud club, and they've stopped Kalamunda in their tracks, and it's going to be a very interesting second half. Wanneroo got their backs up a little bit, keeping such a big pack scoreless in the first half, and they're looking to bring it home, I reckon. And Kalamunda have lost a couple of forwards to injury early, with Leo Vau coming off, and the tired legs might kick in later on in the half, so it's going to be very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Now let's go around the grounds here, and we'll get your analysis on these, Damien. So first and foremost, Joondalup up 21, playing away to Southern Lions, 17, up by 4 points. Nedlands, your old team, or current team, I suppose, 15-10, up against Cottesloe. Perth Bayswater 24 against Soaks, 19, and then 10-all. West Scarborough against the reigning premiers Pally, 10-all. That's an interesting result. How do you see these?
Let's talk about that one, Sean. Bottom of the table versus top of the table.
Yes.
Yeah? Palmyra currently sitting top of the log with only one loss, and West Scarborough right down in the bottom. But West Scarborough are one of those clubs that they pull things out, and they get better as the season goes along. And the same thing happened last year. They had a slow start, but they ended up pushing for the final. So, I mean, that halftime result doesn't surprise me, but it is very interesting to see the competition and how close it is between first and last.
You'll see in the pictures it's quite dark. There is a bit of wind around. There might even be some rain later this afternoon. So across the grounds you expect scrappy conditions. The kicking hasn't been a feature of this contest, and I don't expect it to be a feature in any of these contests. In fact, the only penalty attempt at goal was a very scrappy one.
Yeah, it certainly was. I think Rukhan's got a bit of turf toe there. I think he kicked the grass on the way through, and it's usually a shot that he would nail, 9 out of 10 times, and that just happened to be the 1 out of 10 where he's hasn't managed to get it through the sticks.
Yeah, I mean, Kalamunda, I think at half-time, I mean, you know better than me, but I think the message will be they're almost there. They're just a string of passes. They're just one break away from going over that line. They've had all the play, all the possession, all the territory in that first half. They're so close, and yet so far there's been penalties, there's been drop balls, there's been anything. I think Mick Collis described it a comedy of errors to stop them from scoring. But in this second half, I think we were talking a bit off-air, will Kalamunda run out of steam? Will that give a sniff to the home side in Wanneroo?
Yeah, it could go either way there. I mean, last week Kalamunda started pretty slow against UWA, and some of the passing was going behind and they're losing momentum. And we're seeing the same sort of thing today with the errors and the accuracy in the skill. If Kalamunda can get that front foot ball, then they're still definitely in with a big chance. But Wanneroo's defence, they've really, really fronted up. And as we can see, both sides having a chat there, and the coaches have been giving their messages, and it's very cool, calm and collected down there. So there's no panic. It's still 0-all. So anything can happen.
It's absolutely correct. That's why we love our sport. That's why we love our Fortescue Premier Grade Rugby. We'll go down to Mick Collis and Heath Tessman in just a second. Now, before that game, you said you expected Kalamunda to come away with the chocolates after a big win against UWA last week. Are you holding firm on that prediction, Nostradamus Pachaka?
I think that I've swung here a little bit, Sean. I mean, Wanneroo's defence stopping Kalamunda. I mean, I've mentioned it 3 times now. It's huge, and that plays a big part in the game. As you can see, Kalamunda got the big bodies. They may tire, and Wanneroo, I think, are going to come home strong here, Sean.
You heard it here first. We'll get the words from Mick Collis and Heath Tessman. We'll throw back to them at Kingsway Sporting Complex as we kick off for the second half.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Thanks, Damo. Second half about to get underway. Referee Tyler Miller hasn't had to award any tries. In fact, hasn't had to award any points in the first half. What will the second half reveal for us? And some nice early pressure by Kalamunda, and Crofts putting that ball into touch. And test that breeze swirling. It's kind of gusting. Not strong, but every now and then it just lifts its little head.
But yeah, just enough troubles the team that's running into it, just enough trouble. So it's going to give the opposition team a little bit of grief.
And great to see some of the fans on the sideline here enjoying the match at Wanneroo as Wanneroo through King takes play over the 22-metre line.
Always in contact.
Great drive from Wanneroo. Here they go again. Oh, Ali up to the 10-metre line. This is good from Wanneroo. This is the start that they needed to have. Karangaroa, Mulvaney. Crofts again. This is Murray. Crofts trying to spot something. Chips over the top into some space. How's the bounce? It's going to set up well for Jordan. Evan Jordan now from Kalamunda. Black. This is Hunting. Still going. Heath Tessman gets a bit excited as he sees a hooker going for a scamper. And unfortunately to upset that little phase of attack from Kalamunda, an injury, but that's a nice start by Wanneroo.
Yeah, it is. It's an excellent start. And they've come out pretty strongly, looking the fresher of the two teams. It's got to be sitting heavily on Kalamunda's head. You know, the amount of ball they had, they're still confident, they're still full of breath, still full of chat, chirping out there as well right now. But it's got to weigh a little bit heavy of them, the opportunities they had without being able to convert. Wanneroo, they will be happy. Sam Rarasia, there was a little smile on his face. He was going out there. He knows how close this game was and how little ball they had, how little opportunities they had during that first half. To keep that Kalamunda team to 0-0 is a huge achievement.
So the first scrum of the second half. Good to see Pasifine, I think, is back out on the paddock as well. So Ryan Black with the scrum feed. Centre field in between the 10 and the 22. So Kalamunda with the slight breeze at their back. So Manatafa picks it up off the back. Makes the tackle. Tamunu wrapped up by Karangaroa. Black. Bring it to Hariri. Tapara. Solid shot midfield by Murray. Saws goes again. Tamunu. Another good tackle there by Cormac Murray, getting through a mountain of work in defence. Mulvaney. Hockamau holds him up. Crofts again, sends it back to Rangi. Little stab kick into the breeze, keeps it low. Ralulu is back there for it. Awkward bounce, back to Jordan, the fullback. Unleashes, ball stays in play. Crofts underneath it. It's Tom Crofts. Long ball across to Ali. He's got his brother outside him. Oh, solid shot. Kitioni Nairobi it was, almost cutting him in half, and the penalty coming in favour of Kalamunda. But a great defensive effort there by the Bulls.
Absolutely, and it was that man, Nairobi. He made a huge impact for this Kalamunda team in the second half last week when he was unleashed off the bench. And already this second half, he's made his physicality that he can bring and the tempo he brings to the way he plays. As Wanneroo managed to keep that ball in. Baptiste Rukan back on the attack.
So Rangi. Oh, ball may have come, in fact, that may have been offside. In fact, he was. Just a bit of miscommunication there.
I disagree.
Rangi just helping Maxi Sawyers off his teammate. Certainly willing some solid hits in defence out there. Bone rattlers that we can feel from the sideline here. And Heath Tessman, you can smell the liniment. I can see you getting excited.
Oh, I can feel the energy as well. Pasefina, he's walking over here. He's plenty of chat. He's getting behind him. He's getting to his boys behind him. This is my side. I want it up. Henry Hukamau, he wants him up. He talks to Norma Tapara. Get me through, boys. Big opportunity here for both teams.
So Crofts with the feed. Nice clean ball for Wanneroo. Loose ball. Picked up. Oh, no, Ruby on Mainwaring. This is Rangi though. Gets around Davuda Vakula. Turns it back inside. Loose ball. So possession not being treasured by either side.
Yeah, neither team have been able to hold on to the ball for too many phases since they've come out from the oranges. Usually those oranges make your fingers a little bit stickier, Mick. So usually you can hang on to the ball for too long, especially in the matches like this where for Wanneroo they haven't had the opportunity to play with much ball. So the temptations there is just there just to overplay a hand just a little bit. Looking to strike, looking to go to the arsenal early. It'd be interesting to see what young Tommy Crofts and Brody Mainwaring, they get together before the next set piece, what they will look to strike off. Maybe they'll just look to bring something a little bit tighter, a little bit narrower. Just to build some phases, build a little bit of momentum, Mick.
And those two names you talk about, Tom Crofts and Brody Mainwaring, that's the future of Wanneroo right there. A good young 9-10 combination. If they can hang on to those guys for the next 5, 6, 7 years, it's such a key part of any team, as we know, and two really exciting youngsters steering the ship around here at Wanneroo.
Yeah, isn't it just? And it's good to see that Brody Mainwaring can now have a beer in the clubhouse as well. Last time we caught him, it was his debut with the first grade boys. He was only 17 years old. So now he can join the team up in the clubhouse after the match. He was sitting outside over at the Misty Whippy van prior to that. But yeah, it is great to see these young guys coming through, spending a bit of time together.
And up against the old bull in Ryan Black as Rangatahiri goes to the sky, Rangi underneath it, as is Rukan Baptiste Rukan it is. Takes it cleanly, just inside his 10-metre line. Cross there, Mainwaring. Karangaroa, ball comes loose, picked up by Mainwaring. Swung to the ground, they're all straight over it.
That's okay, no advantage.
A little knock on though. And you talk about young Brody Mainwaring and what he can do after the game. It's all happening out here at Wanneroo after the game. That both the teams, there's a lot of respect between these two teams. They're having a massive cultural Pollock dinner. So they've got a hungy going on. And the Wanneroo president, he's an American. He's whipping up his famous buffalo chicken and blue cheese dip. So it's going to be an absolute feast, Heath Testman.
I'm not the only person that's hoping for this game, this second half, to go nice and quickly. These fingers, they're a bit cold down here, Mick, so I'd love to warm it up with a few little buffalo wings. I might pass on the blue cheese. I'm more of a ranch man myself.
Yes, and no one better at a buffet than our man Heath Testman. Crofts with the feed. And as we see, just lurking on the sidelines, Andre Roux coming on for his 175th. He's not far away from taking the field. In fact, there he goes. Andre Roux, 175th match of Premier Grade Rugby for Wanneroo. He takes the field. You can hear some of the crowd starting to make some noise and get behind him. It's a terrific milestone. And a bit of a change too. So it's Cormac Murray and Jake Smith getting the early shower, but a good solid shift by both those two.
Absolutely. They unheralded, just a lot of defensive work for the two of them this afternoon. But Jake Smith, he was great around the set piece, as was Cormac Murray. And we touched on it a few times already, but congratulations to Jake Smith, his 105th game. Coming off with the big fella, Andre Roux, going on for his 175th as well. And Dylan Hutchins coming onto the field to make up the hooking role.
So Hutchins, his first throw goes to back, well won by Callan, but it wasn't straight. The Kalamunda boys, they let him know.
Oh, Mick, there's a lot of moving parts in a line out, and unfortunately, the local ball boys, they've got to look after their home team there. Dylan Hutchins just looking at that spot on the ball where there was a bit of goop. I think the ball boys might have got mixed up, thought it was a Kalamunda line out, handed him the wrong ball. So unfortunately, one of those moving parts, Mick, is the hooker. He's got to move those arms. He's got to throw. He's got to move that ball down the back, and unfortunately, not down the middle. So back to scrum time though as well. And the challenge here for Pasefine. He's been on top so far. Andre Roux, fresh legs, fresh experienced legs coming on. Fine's got to stay square. That's what he's been penalised for on the last couple of occasions. Just angling right in the hook. He's got to go through the mark square. The angle changes once you're through the mark. That can happen. That's acceptable. But you need to push through that mark square, and that's the challenge for the big tight head right now.
So big scrum here. As they get it reset again. Referee Tyler Miller wanted to get it right. Do you think if Summer can finally crack this deadlock, do you see this game, will it open up, or do you think it's going to be like a 3-0, 5-0 end scoreline?
Oh, anything could happen. I'd love to see it. It could end up being just like the game before. The girls, they were out there, the Divas and the Queens. They had the big game before and ended up 27-26. Just toing and throwing was the final score there. So maybe it could be once the floodgates open, the points could just come. They could be easy to find. But where are they going to find them from right now? Kalamunda, they've had all the way so far in this first half. The second half has been a little bit of a different situation. Just need to execute.
So Black again with the scrum feed. Offloads, Rangi to Herreri's there. No Ruby. Now to Davutavakula over the halfway line. This is an opportunity again here for Kalamunda. They swing into the ground though, so 30 metres out. Kalamunda with some momentum. Rangi Tahiri. Norm Tapara. Centre field, Black. Bring it to Herreri. Sawyers. Wrapped up well by Braden Karangaroa. Tupo. Gets the legs driving, gets some support from his outside backs as well. And the penalty comes in favour of the Bulls. Kiriani Nairobi threatening to tap and go just outside the 22. Points have been very hard to come by, and they do point to the posts. Hanare Hukamau it was saying, yep, we'll take the 3 as that breeze just starts to pick up here. A few raindrops starting to fall. Hopefully it won't amount to too much. So Evan Jordan it is. He's about 26 metres out, just off centre. Looking to register the first points of this match. And he does exactly that. And that brings the crowd to their feet here. The duck has been broken, and it is Kalamunda registering the first points of this game. Took them the best part of 50 minutes to do so. But Kalamunda now in the lead by 3 points to 0. And a change as well. Ryan Black leaving the field. Jack Weir, the halfback replacement, on for him. As Saimana Tafa takes that ball from the restart. We talk about this game opening up. Once a couple of points are scored, we'll wait and see what happens. So Mainwaring takes the hit of Jordan and Ralulu. Nice counter ruck there. Kalamunda getting the ball back. So the Bulls with their tails in the air. Young Mainwaring get a little bit isolated, but all credit to the Kalamunda Bulls piling in there to turn that ball over.
Yeah, and that's a big, big moment for this Kalamunda team, to them, putting on points and then backing up. The opportunity to go straight into this Wanneroo half and look to add the pressure on again. That's where we'll find out what this Wanneroo team, what are the Roo Dogs made of, Mick? They're going to get their hair up, they're going to bar their teeth. Or are the Bulls going to drive through?
Yeah, we saw them defending so well in that first half, but they were helped by Kalamunda mistakes. So if Kalamunda can actually maintain possession and execute the way they'd like to, that's when we'll get the real test. So that ball has come loose from Hukamau. Just couldn't pull it to deck. Callan offloads as well. They go again, Mainwaring. Drops on the left, kicks into space, it sits up. Lulu flies through on Mainwaring. The youngsters bounces up okay. No Ruby, Atu Davudavakula. Getting plenty of chances on that left-hand side. So inside Wanneroo half, Kalamunda once again. Tapara, short ball to Saws. Saws, the big number one at the 10-metre line. Bouncing off Prekates. Tupo. So Weir. Tafine.
You've got penalty advantage.
Weir again, long ball from Tumuunu. Tapare, long ball out. Tapara to Dubit of Kula, but just drifting forward. So the referee will come back for the penalty. And plenty of talk going on about, there's a few captains out there this afternoon with the Kalamunda team, some saying point, some saying go for the corner. And the kicking tee has been called for by Henare Hokamau. But he's been overruled. So Rangataheriri will be punching for the corner. So the Kalamunda team backing themselves. But certainly momentum swinging their way.
And it's swung back drastically, hasn't it? It's amazing how just getting those points on gives the confidence, gives the team the ability to then just go up another gear, knowing they're in front, knowing if the game was finished right now, they would be the victors. And it's all about patience. That was the word. Hook them out, the skip out there tonight, this afternoon. Just be patient, boys. They'll play down here. We'll stay down here as long as we need to, as long as they're down there. Oh, and they've lost it straight away.
So Crofts cleaning up. And the Wanneroo players are trying to say that he was outside the 22 and that ball was kicked, but the home side aren't making any questions about that. So Hunting with the line-out throw. Both sides guilty of not executing properly this time. Hukamau gets a hand to it, bounces for Weir. Wrapped up by his opposite number. Tamonu. Referee playing advantage once again. Samanatafa is in there. Weir. Hukamau. They hold him up. But the referee, penalty once again in favour of Kalamunda.
Yeah, and it was the battle of the big men out there, the 2 9s. Just the high tackle slipping up there from Crofts. Just clipping Jack Weir as he was cleaning up that line-out ball. A little bit scrappy there from Kalamunda. They're all getting in close around each other here. What's the next plan? They're happy with the tempo of the game. They're happy to go slow, happy to accelerate, when they choose to do so. And they've shown the ability to be able to bend this line, Mick, get the arms free, and keep that ball alive. But they've also shown the ability to move it so quickly as well. Be able to swing the ball across the pitch from side to side just in 2-3 passes. It's won by Saws again. These slippery balls, these moving parts, Mick Collis. Just as that fatigue is starting to set in, things getting a little bit loose there, and there it is, Winger Simanatafa. one of the leaders of this group, just talking about the energy that they're bringing right now. It's good that we're in front. We're just a bit flat. How can they express that?
So rain a little bit more consistent here at Kingsway Sports Park. Getting darker as well the longer this match goes on, which makes sense. So Crofts. Good platform for the halfback. Offloads to Iti. Solid hit midfield by Rangahitaru. They try to hold him up. The Bulls, they're not letting him get to ground. Now he does. Finally. Crofts, long ball out to Cullen. Cullen down the short side. Looking for some support, finds Rangi. Ball spits loose. Back to, or still with Rangi. Sawyers pushes him to the ground. Help there by Hookamau. Wanneroo now with their tails in the air. Mulvaney, big hit midfield on the 22. Lots of noise out there in the middle. Mainwaring, short ball to Ali. Inside the 22. Roo, he'd love a try in his 175th match. King is there. Crofts is there as well, the halfback. The pick and go off the back. Mulvaney again. Driven to the ground. Ball slow to come out. The pick and go by Roo. Karangaroa is there in support. The pick and go again. This time by AJ Prekates. Ball's come loose. Play on though. Mainwaring. Rangi. Hookamau makes the tackle. Wanneroo inside the 22. Crofts again. Mulvaney, first receiver, short ball. It's come loose. Crofts picks it up. Referee says play on. Can they make something of this? Crofts, long ball out. It's a loose one. Davutavakula makes the tackle. Referee will come back.
Intentional knock on. Didn't deny line breaks. No yellow card. Where's the mark?
It's Pasi Fino coming across in cover to try and make that tackle on Luke Cullen. Picked up a bit of a shoulder injury, so he's in a little bit of strife out there at the moment as the penalty awarded to Wanneroo, and they will look to equalise and make it 3-3 in this clash here at Kingsway Sports Park, where points are plenty.
Well, willingness is plenty down here, Mick Collis. Both teams happy to throw the ball around, happy to back themselves. It's just been that big E-word execution for the afternoon, which has been lacking, unfortunately. It was Lukey Cullen just spying a bit of space and backing himself with pace. Got on the outside of Pasifine as the extras are added by Brody Mainwaring, and it is 3-3 with about 20 minutes to go in this second half.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
3-3
Yeah,
at Kingsway Sports Complex.
Thank you. Oh, you're just holding for subs. Time off, subs. And you've got some blood.
So a few subs coming through here now. Tunga Fasi coming on to replace Pasifine, and Tiroa Koyatu on as well. We'll try and see who he is on for. In fact, that's Jordan, the fullback, Evan Jordan coming off. And Koyatu on at fullback. Crofts takes that ball. Under pressure, has a scamper, the youngster. Tries to link up with his outside backs, finds Karangaroa instead on the 22-metre line. We're all over this ball. Kalamunda, the penalty comes. Great work. I think it might have been Henare Hookamau was the man to get over that ball, but once again, and he points to the posts.
Oh, he points to the post straight away. The big lock, the captain of this Kalamunda outfit. And it was Thomas Crofts. He was just looking for a runner. He was scooting across the park. He was seeing a bit of space. But unfortunately, it shut down quickly. And when it shut down, didn't that big black wall of bulls just make itself felt? And Henare Hookamau straight over the top of that. The big lock, just like a giraffe going out to drink. Getting the waist bent, getting the legs nice and wide and hooking over that ball. And almost immediately, we have Te Aroa Koiatu on the park for Evan Jordan. And he will be looking to add to his tally for the afternoon, Mick.
An important one to put his team back in front, and he does exactly that. So 6 points to 3 now. The Bulls leading Wanneroo. Still no tries to be scored this afternoon. Cold conditions here in the west. Not a weekend to be a winger. Mitch Hardy would not have liked these conditions as they restart through Wanneroo. Simon Atafa brings it back into the teeth of the defence. Wanneroo, they bring him to ground midway between the 10 and the 22. This time the penalty comes in favour of Wanneroo. They're taking it in turns here. And they've got a little bit of lip. They've been marched 10. That's very handy for the kicker. I'm sure he would have enjoyed that.
Oh, we were just about to say, with the rain, the breeze, it's probably just on the edge of the Wanneroo kicker's capabilities. But a little bit too much enthusiasm, a little bit too much energy, a little bit too much frustration overflowing there for Kalamunda. It's Mainwaring, he looks to come back and neutralise the points that have just been added.
Oh, it's quite amazing. They're just taking it in turns here. It's error for error, penalty for penalty. Will it be points for points? Kalamunda up 6-3. This is the chance for Wanneroo to draw level. Once again, Mainwaring steps up right on the 22. Certainly kickable, but as we mentioned, a swirling breeze. But the flags are raised, so 6-all the score here at Kingsway Sports Park. Neither side able to break away and dominate this game. So Ranga Tahiri. The restart goes high. Mulvaney's underneath it. Rangi's underneath it. Rangi will take it. Can he get through? Yes, he can. Rangi now from his own 22. He's got Mulvaney outside him. Well tackled by Weir. A replacement halfback, the fresh legs. And turned over by Kalamunda. So sore as it was. Comes away with it. Nice, clever kick for the corner. It might run on too far with that breeze behind it. And I think it will go dead. No, it won't. It'll just sit up. Perfectly weighted kick. And Baptiste Rukkan sends that ball into touch, but in the kicking battle, Kalamunda victors in that one.
Oh, they've got the ball on an absolute string there. It looked like it was rolling into the car park on the field, Mick. Just stopped up, much to the dismay of Rukkan. And as we've touched on, that breeze, it's swirling, it's kicking, it's blustering, but a lot of it is going into this Rudog team's face. And Rukkan doing the best he could do to get that ball out of his end, get his team out of danger.
So here they go again. Chance for Kalamunda. Norm Tapata. Mainwaring makes the tackle. Brought down on the 22. Simon Atafa out to Hookamau for the corner. Still going. 10 away now. Chance for the Bulls. Can they score the first points of this match? 6-all is the score. Tungafasi. The pick and go by Kalamunda. Only a couple of metres away. They're prepared to try and grind this one out to try and score the points. They pick and go again. Wanneroo defending desperately here at Kingsway. They pick and go again. They hold him up. It looks like it's been turned over. It has been. So Wanneroo back in possession. No, they aren't. Kalamunda back in possession. Arms are raised. What's the referee going to say? So the referee in conversation with her assistant
So
referee.
the knock on this side.
Oh, like no. So you called to say it was transferred back.
Oh no,
Yeah.
so we'll go knock on, scrum.
Let's go.
Gents, knock on.
So she's called a little knock-on. So Kalamunda, they all started walking back towards halfway, but the try disallowed.
Time's still
So
up.
the score will remain 6-all
It was just a
here
knock
at
on.
Kingsway Sports
From the carrot.
Park. Some more replacements coming on. So Charlie Whakaongo in jersey 25. To replace Norm Tapara, I think it is. And again, a tremendous shift from the number 6 test.
Absolutely. We said his name plenty of times last week. We said it plenty of times this afternoon as well. He has been one of their best again. And just the consistency he shows, the work that he does with winger Samanatafa, and the options and the opportunities they open up for some of their outside backs too. The way they can play with the sleight of hand between them, like he's able to keep the arms free. He's one of those just big bustling back rowers. You hate having run down your channel because he might run straight through, he might step you, he might offload, he might get something, he might chip and chase. You don't know what he's going to do because he's got all the skills. Replacing him with Charlie Whakaongo, a big number 8. We spoke about the weight of this Kalamunda pack earlier in the afternoon, Mick. Somehow it is getting bigger.
Yes, it has. Normally you tend to lose it a bit when the finishes come on, but not in Kalamunda's case. So Tom Mulvaney just getting some tension in the back here as the temperature plummets out at Kingsway. Dark skies, rain falling. And all tied up on the scoreboard. 6 points each. So a replacement. Looks like Semi Havia coming on. So Mulvaney will succumb to that injury. He's been good for Wanneroo this afternoon. He's been one of their key jumpers, so he's now out of the picture.
I tell you, I really feel for Tom Mulvaney. He has been excellent. It's a pivotal moment, but the big winner, AJ Predicatis, the tight head prop, I think he's moved to the side of the scrum now with that play. So a big win for the FRU, for the front rowers out there.
I'm sure his family will be watching. So good, straight, hard running from Wanneroo. They need to get the exit. This breeze they're kicking into. Mainwaring looking for touch. You can see the wind just holding that ball up. So they eke their way to about the 25 metres out. Will be a Kalamunda line out. Hunting needs to get this right. We've spoken about the execution so often. Neither team perfecting it this afternoon. Kalamunda, though, you can just sense something, Heath Tester, and Sawyers has got them all in having a chat. They're trying to conjure something.
Now, hopefully they're just talking about just winning this line out. They don't need to get too fancy here. They need to keep the ball in hand. They've had a few changes, so some new subs on, a few new players in different positions. Hook them out, looking to go to the front. Miscommunication there. And it's gifted the ball back to this Wanneroo team.
So Rangi comes away with it. Another mistake by Kalamunda. Another coach killer. Havia getting an early touch. Callum Payne will be pulling his hair out as Mainwaring goes to sky. That ball gets held up in that breeze. Tamunu flies high to take it. Kalamunda back on the front foot inside the 22. Can this be the moment? Can they finally cross the try line and put this game to bed? 20 metres away. They pick and go. Weir is there at halfback. Gets his hands on the ball. Sawyers is there now. King makes the tackle. Weir again, looking for a runner. Finds one in the form of Whakaonga. Kalamunda just need to retain some composure. No Ruby. Kiriani no Ruby. Weir is there. They go again. Tuunga Fasi. Hookamau. Metres away. Wanneroo defence. Holding firm. Weir digs in. Picks up. Hunting. The pick and go. Whakaonga for the line. He must be close. Can he get the ball down? Still short. Weir again. Samonatafa for the line. Kalamunda. Sustained pressure. Weir. Whakaonga. Still can't get there. Weir again. I'm not sure how many phases this has been. Tumuunu. So close. How long can Wanneroo maintain and hold this Kalamunda attack? They go again down the short side. Inch by inch. They must be over the line. They are, but they were held up. Extraordinary defensive effort there by the Wanneroo side.
Oh, huge from the Roo Dogs there. The hair's up, the teeth are out. They said, give us what you got, we will take it. That Kalamunda team, they had 13 of their 15 players, all within about 10 metres of the ball there. They were going one way and one way only. And the Roo Dogs, they stood up, they withstood. But they've got to go all over again, Mick.
So Hookamau back to the 22-metre line. How much can this Wanneroo side defend? Can they hold out this Kalamunda team that is high on confidence? Sawyers almost through the gap, wrapped up again on the 22-metre line. We're looking for some runners. Finds one in the form of Koyatu. The new fullback is in. Hunting. No Ruby, short ball, Samonatafa. Swung to the ground by Callan. Loose ball. Kayutu. Swung to the ground. Kalamunda continue to maintain possession. Tough ball from Nairobi, but well picked up. The referee playing advantage. Hunting now. Short side again, Weir. They pick and go. Gap almost opens up for Kalamunda. Whakaonga, and he's over. Finally, Kalamunda break the defensive line of Wanneroo to score the try, and we'll send it back to Damien Pacheco in the studio.
Well, as you can see here, Kalamunda just going with the pick and goes, and when they've got the bodies that big and that close, it's very hard to score, as we see the replacement big lad go over there, Mick. And finally, we have a try.
So the score now into double figures for Kalamunda. 11 points to 6 with the kick to come. But just extraordinary phase after phase after phase. And the green line, the green wall finally cracking. And Kalamunda, will that be the try, Heath Testament, that seals this match this afternoon?
Yeah, it could just very well be, as the conditions slowly starting to worsen as well. Down here, the rain's starting to get a little bit heavier, the light's starting to fade just that little bit more. A huge opportunity here for Koyatu to really put his team, you would just about say, the touch, he's got the little stop in the shimmy whoosh, but he cracks it straight down the barrel. Mick Collis, 13 points to 6, Kalamunda leading Wanneroo.
Yeah, Tearoa Koyatu, tremendous kick from him in tough conditions. Cold and windy, but it's been all Kalamunda, just a little bit of breeze. They've played it very well. They've camped themselves inside the Wanneroo half for the majority of this game, as they did in the first half as well, but finally they've got some points as a reward for their efforts. Samana Tuffa to Tupou. Wrapped up there by Prekates. Koyatu sends it back to Rukan. Mainwaring now shows and goes. Nice confidence from the youngster and out of Crofts. Leaves the ball behind and the referee spots it as well, and the Chahu gets picked up again by the Kalamunda fans. They've come to life, Heath Tessman.
Oh, haven't they found their voices, Mick? A great little summary of the little play there as well. Crofts, Mainwaring, they hadn't done too much wrong. They summed it up perfectly. Saw the opportunity to take some ball back. They thought about the kick, but I think correctly carried. It was just, unfortunately, Thomas Crofts, just as this ball gets slipperier and slipperier, and this Kalamunda defence gets a little bit more confident. The turnover in that contact in the tackle. It'll be interesting to see what this Kalamunda outfit look to do coming off the back of this scrum, Mick.
So again, Kalamunda with a chance to attack. Koyatu playing smart. Rangi does it well. Knocks it back. You can see it just holding up. So Madison Hunting, time ticking down in this match. Marley May on in jersey 17 for Kalamunda. Well won by the Bulls. Tamaunu, long ball out, picks up David Vakula. Such a hard man to put to ground, picks up a good 12 metres. Adding to his stats this afternoon. Koyatu, Samuna Tuffa. Weir again. So still plenty of feeling in this match. It's all happening right under the nose of the referee, Kanangaroa. So Wanneroo with a chance to get themselves back in this match. There's a bit of stink going on in the background. We'll keep up with play. Referee's going to come back as they all pile in. It's been played in a good spirit this afternoon. Let's hope this doesn't deteriorate like the weather is here at Kingsway. As we mentioned, these two teams, or these two clubs, both proud clubs with a lot of respect for each other. Oh, the yellow card has been shown to Kalamunda. We'll try and work out who has been shown the card. So it's going to be 15 on 14. So Ungafasi has been given the early shower. So will that be a real turning point in this match with Wanneroo now with the extra man?
No, it's team, and it was cynical. No, it was cynical.
For the remainder of this match.
Yeah, and very, very dangerous to this Kalamunda outfit. Fortunately for them, they haven't had to do too much defending this afternoon. The conditions, they don't really allow this Wanneroo team to play too open. And having troubles at line out time as well, Mick. But here is the big challenge as it comes to scrum time. Tungafasi just being shown the card, so almost immediately they need to find another front rower to come back out. And it's that man Pasifine coming onto the field, but who will they drop as well? All the members of this Kalamunda back row, so important. About 5 minutes left on the clock as well, Mick. This is an absolute arm wrestle.
Front row can come back on to allow scrums to
Now they've got a few issues here, so I think referee has called time off. I hope she has, because it is ticking down. And Parsi Fine, he's been replaced a couple of times today, so the assistant referee is going over there, because I'm not sure whether he's allowed to come back on, but because it is a front row, but he might be exempt. No. So we're trying to work out what's going on here. There's people coming from everywhere to volunteering to play.
Time's still off. No, still got one.
So a little bit of confusion in the back end of this match here at Kingsway.
Okay, time's off. Just come have a chat. I already spoke to him about it as well, okay?
You talk, trying to work out what's going on.
They can bring a player on that's been tactically replaced if it means that scrums can stay contested. They've said that this is the player, they can do that.
I'm saying they should put another front row on.
All I'm saying, that's what they said they can do.
So Tyler Miller happy to get proceedings underway. Time running out for Wanneroo, trailing by 13 points to 6. A converted try will tie it up, which would almost be justice. This game has been level all game, although Kalamunda probably have had more opportunities, but have only converted one of them. Big drive coming from the Wanneroo pack, but it's been taken here by Whakaonga. Now to Weir. Oh, met heavily. Big clean out coming, and the penalty coming as well. And looks like another yellow card. In fact, it will be. So that'll level things up.
And it's Baptiste Roucan, the Frenchman. He's guilty of the high shot, but I mean, it's just one of those cases where it's just unfortunate. Just as his vice-captain Adrian King, he's made the effort to get back, bring down the halfback Jack Weir. He's tackling him just at the same moment that Roucan was making his tackle. So fairly innocuous, completely accidental, but contact with the player's head, unfortunately. And the resulting yellow card, evening things up. And Te Aroa Koiatu stepping straight up for his opportunity to potentially put his Bulls out of touch for these Roo Dogs.
Yeah, and I think that's what this will do. This is to put the match beyond doubt. Wanneroo would need to score a converted try and get penalty. There's just not going to be enough time left for them. Running into this increasingly strong wind. The kick is a good one. And in fact, that will be full time here at Kingsway Sports Park. And a jubilant Kalamunda bench. Kalamunda running out victors by 16 points to 6. And Heath Hespen, they deserved the win. They did dominate territory and possession, as we mentioned, and probably were, can't really say the better side of the day, but the side that certainly had the more opportunities.
Absolutely, and they didn't take those opportunities in that first half, but that second half, it was a much more even affair, and they took those opportunities when they were presented to them in the second half, which ultimately, coming out in that second half, it was 0-0. It was just a fresh game of footy. Everyone had that clean slate. And the opportunities that presented to this Kalamunda team in the second half, they took them. Didn't have as much of it their own way. They pushed a long way by this Wanneroo outfit, but back-to-back wins for this Kala crew. And a little bit of momentum there, starting to build.
So 16 points to 6 was the full-time score. We'll throw it back to the studio while Heath Tespens gets some interviews lined up. So Damo, keep an eye on the big fella, and he'll be getting some players very soon. But for now, just back to you.
Thank you, Mick Collis. Thank you, Heath Tessman. What an entertaining game of rugby. It took us 52 minutes to get some points on the board through an Evan Jordan penalty. And then things started to get a little more exciting with a try, penalties, line-out mistakes, yellow cards. Damien Pacheco, it was a game and a half.
Kalamunda made a liar out of me, Sean, that's for sure. I mean, they were in it the whole game and getting those points early and countering Wanneroo's penalty attempts after that. But, I mean, they just had so much ball in the end that they couldn't, Wanneroo just couldn't hold them out. I mean, we had those two phases of play with, 20 plus phases at least, and Wanneroo managed to hold them up with their strong defence, but just were not able to clear with the goal line dropout, kicking it just to the 22 and let the big bodies from Kalamunda run back at him again. And eventually with a man the size of Whakaongo picking driving 3 or 4 times in a period of play, you can't stop him every single time, and he managed to find a way to the try line to get the first and only try of the game.
Yep, and the first half was similar to the second half, wasn't it? Where it was just Kalamunda time and time again putting relentless pressure on the Wanneroo defence. It was only a matter of time, and it did take 74 minutes, but it did go over, and that was all she wrote. 10 points of difference, and I think we've got Heath Tessman there with an interview. Heath, let's throw it down to you. I think we have you there, Heath.
Thank you very much, gents. I'm here with the winning captain, Henry Hukamau. And it wasn't pretty, but it was effective in a win. A win is a win, isn't it?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough today. It's just how Wanneroo play. We knew we were in for a dogfight, and we just knew we had to stick in there for 80 minutes and we'll get the result. So proud of the boys, and there was a big effort from Wanneroo.
Was that the message then at half-time? The message was, after having so much possession in that first half, 0-0 at half-time, it's just stay the course and play that full 80?
Yeah, well, we know what our game plan is. We're strong with the forwards, and we just got to stick to it for the 80 minutes. And if we can do that, we know we can compete with any team. Full credit to Wanneroo, though. They gave us a big fight for the full 80 minutes. So, it was a tough game, bodies.
Oh, no, it looked like it was a tough battle out there. Congratulations on the win this afternoon. Back-to-back victories as well. It's a little bit of momentum building up there for Kala.
Yeah, we're a bit disappointed with the way we started. But now we've laid the foundation, and it's all about taking those steps to get to the end. So we know what the goal is, and at the moment it's just taking those step-by-step processes to reach our goal.
One step at a time. Congratulations, and best of luck next week.
One of the great interviews
Heath also got as we walk in.
Here we go.
Jake Smith, 150 caps down here. So 2005, we're going on, 20 years down at the club. 19, yeah, I'm rounding it up. Maths wasn't my strong point. I was about to say I'm a front row, but we're in good company here. How has your experience been at the club? 150 games. Look, you tried to retire a couple of times as well, but they just kept bringing you back, didn't they?
Almost every year I give it a go, I think. I'm just going to give up on the whole retirement thing.
That's why you're always wearing new boots then, isn't it? End of every season, you throw the last one out. Every year the call comes. When was it that Sam Rarasia, when did he tap you on the shoulder?
I think it was the last pre-season game against Southern Lions. Yeah, I've been purposely avoiding the club, maybe coming down on a Thursday for a bit of a run around at touch in the cage there, and then trying to hide from Ra, but no, he found me. So.
Well, mate, it's a great credit to you and to the club as well, because Wanneroo, they've been part of your journey the whole way through. It's an excellent club, great family club, community club up here as well. So you've got to have something that you want to come back for, and the club is a big part of that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love this place.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it, and we'll see him. He's got 150 more left under their belt, under those studs. Thanks very much. The result didn't go his way, but we will go back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Heath Tessman. A couple great interviews there, and he's braving the rain there at Kingsway Sporting Complex. I know he doesn't like a drop or two, so it's good that he was there. If you're just joining us, 16-6, Kalamunda, the victors over Wanneroo, a massive away win. I'm here with Damien Pacheco, and before we leave the feed, some interesting results around the grounds for this round 11. Damien, anything you see there that surprises you?
Oh, definitely that contest out Numbat Park, Perth Bayswater, 48 points to Associates 24.
Big.
I mean, taking a scalp from a top 4 team is huge. And I spoke about how close it was between 5th and last place, and every single team playing for a spot in the finals. It's going to be really exciting, and days like that for Perth Bayswater are going to do a lot of go a long way for their finals appearances.
And the bottom of the side, West Scarborough, almost getting up against Pally. It was even at half-time, 10-all. So 17-20, the reigning premier was able to get on top. That's big for them. And then your blokes, Netties, 23-22. A single point in it against Cottesloe. That would have been a huge victory for them.
Well, the Netties boys, they like to entertain the crowd at home.
Of course they do.
I've been following the scores throughout the game, as I do, and Cottesloe hit the lead and Nedlands just pinched it back in the last couple of minutes, so just entertaining the third half down there at the foreshore.
How good is Premier Grade Rugby? Thanks to Fortescue. That's been round 11. We'll bring you Match of the Round next week. Make sure you join us on Stan Sports. My name's Sean Lindsay. I've got Damien Pacheco next to me. Damien, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
Got much more rugby next week. Make sure you don't miss out. And thanks for watching this Saturday afternoon.